Alright, welcome back to the Panopticon. It's the second video of the series of Oxygen Not Included, where I'm just kind of going through some basic ideas and what I consider reasonable advice on how to structure things and build them together. So, in our last episode, right at the very end, I realised there's no oxygen production happening, and in fact, if we look at, so we can press F1 or we can click up here. This is kind of like one of the most important overlays, hence the name of the game. You need to see your oxygen. Now, light blue is good, like up here. Notice that in none of the areas where my dupes are, none of that is good. It is in fact unbreathable. It's bad. Very bad. So I've left it really late. Like really late. Breathability 0%. Oof. I can probably get out of this hole. I did caveat this whole thing in the very first episode. I never claimed to be good at this game. Like, I know a few things. I'm going to blame the fact that I am streaming or recording this as the cause of my oversight. Because normally this is something I build in pretty quick. And the oxygen thing is normally in my blueprints. Remember, I deleted a whole bunch of blueprints at the start, so I don't usually have to like directly think about it. Alright. So if we get these built, we're going to be golden. They are going to need power. And we're going to get our first initial power set up right here. Chunk. Super across. And connect all these up. Alright, now, because our little guys are gonna die if we don't get this done, I'm gonna max out, let's say, that, and that, right, just get it started. The rest, do whatever, but those, get it done. Okay, and we're at bedtime, which is a terrible idea, because they're gonna keep waking up. They're barely gonna sleep. There's too much CO2, and probably not gonna suffocate. We should zoom in. Like, they should still get oxygen if they need it. Problem is there's very little. Okay, we're getting there. Alright, and we're good. We're golden. What's on red alert? The planet's on red alert? What? Oh, that's what it means. For God's sake. Alright. So these oxygen diffusers, they are really good at pumping out oxygen. They pump it out at a very high volume. So that's going to kind of take care of everything. I was planning on building a kitchen up here, but I think yeah, that's all I'm taking care of. We're gonna need some research, so this is now our research area. I want to build a gap, and I want to build a gap because I want to build a statue, which I can't yet, but I will later. This is temporary, right? We're gonna, because there's an actual room for research, down here, the laboratory. And that room itself gives like a 10% production speed bonus, so that's worth having all by itself. Like, but you should really do rooms. It doesn't give a morale bonus, unlike a lot of other rooms, but it does boost the research speed. So we're just gonna build this to get a couple of our initial buildings put together, researched. Basically, the more advanced battery for one, because these batteries are terrible. These batteries hold 10,000 power units each. Right, they take up like these 4 squares, whereas the advanced battery, which also takes up 4 squares, holds 40,000 energy. So one battery holds twice as much as both of these put together. And I think puts out about the same heat, or maybe less. So these are just terrible. But it's like when I build a colony, I have these guys for as long as it takes me to get the better batteries, and then they're gone, never built ever again. Yeah, see, there we go. Oxygen getting sorted. Now that said, I'm pretty sure I'm going to shunt all this to the right because I made a terrible mistake in how I placed it. Please get that done. Thank you. Oh, so close. Alright, everybody gets a full night's sleep. Everyone gets all the rest they need. Awfully quiet in here. That's better. Research getting done. Everyone, I know our researcher can. Really, please? No, not really. Well, sucks to be the researcher. So the benefit of the thing in the toilets is toilets are very seldom used, and that room is going to build up oxygen. Now, these pneumatic doors are terrible. We don't want them because all of the oxygen that gets pumped into these rooms just gets pumped out. So we're going to be constantly consuming algae and pumping air out. And then the oxygen, because it rises, right, it's lighter than carbon, is all going to float up to the ceiling where we can't use it. So we also want to replace these doors as soon as possible. In fact, let's just do that. Let's not even do the second thing there. Let's prioritize. Where's our not airlocks, but doors. I've gone past it. Nope. Alright. I thought it was going to be in the first couple of slots, but maybe it's in the third one. Where's my door? Now I sound like nucleum. Under gases, right? Because it would prevent... Yeah, there it is. It is a manual airlock. Okay. Alright, so we don't want to just delete all 4 of these, because if we do, we suddenly have no power, right? So we're going to delete them 2 at a time. I'm just clicking these to get the exclamation mark off. We're going to build that straight away. Here, now what I was saying was, okay, so these guys push out, 1.25 K DTUs. DTU is like a duplicate temperature unit, I think. we define the DTU at some point? Duplicate temp. I'm pretty sure it's a duplicate temperature unit. Because with humans we've got BTUs, which is a body temperature unit, right? Okay, I'm not going to find that quickly. Doesn't matter. What's important is that's 1.25. That's 1.25. So also one of these batteries puts out, in addition to storing twice as much power as two regular batteries put together, one jumbo battery puts out half as much heat as two regular batteries. And it leaks the exact same amount of power. So each of these batteries will lose 1,000 joules per day. So if there's two of them, I'm going to lose 2,000 joules per day. So a jumbo battery all by itself is going to lose 2,000 joules per day, which is tiny. Doesn't matter, right? You can basically just ignore it. Again, if you're looking for channels that are going to do like the most optimum and efficient builds, that's not me. Just like I accidentally deleted that wire because I clicked too low, right? I am not Mr. Super Efficient. Don't claim to be. I'm just going to be putting forward some, you know, basic good practices. Some things you should do first. Once this battery's hooked up, or this battery's completed, I'm gonna, there we go, delete those. Alright. Oh yeah, gas stuff, but I don't care about that. Blah, blah, blah. Now, someone who is a lot more controlling about their oxygen flow than me, because I'm not very, would immediately start building airflow, like pumps, to capture the oxygen that's flowing up here. I don't care. Way more effort than it's worth, frankly. There's you and you. Later on, you know, when we've dug up a lot more and a lot more oxygen flow up, you know, I'll be a bit more concerned about it then, because the concentration will be higher and you'll be pumping out more oxygen in a single lump, right? You get more bang for your buck. But right now, at this stage in the game, don't care. Doesn't matter. Oh, right, and this little icon here means people have skills. I have a cook, so let's get someone who is faster at building. Oh, yeah, we're gonna need a researcher. Off you go, folks. No oxygen doesn't have power, but we have lots of oxygen in there. Now, I'm digging all this out because I want to shift this whole washroom to the right, like one tile. Because as I mentioned in the first video, I shouldn't have built this here. I should have put a ladder here. So now it's a mess. I'm going to have to deconstruct and rebuild this whole thing. Not a big deal, except I have a giant pool of water right here, which I need rid of. So, we're going to get rid of it. By basically just letting it flood to the left. And one of our poor little dupes is going to get soaked. This is going to happen repeatedly, many times, because oftentimes the fastest way to move a liquid from point A to point B is just let gravity deal with it. Like, just let it flow. Get out of its way. let it flow. Because, like, if I set up a pump, that would be 10 kilos per second, which is not terrible, but it's way slower than this. Because here, like, here's a better one. Right, we've already got like 400 kilos of water in that square. Right, look at how fast it's going. That's way more than 10 kilos per second. Probably 20, maybe 30 kilos per second. Maybe 20. But also, the pump would consume power. We'd have to build a whole bunch of piping. Right? It is stuff that would keep our little dupes busy. Whereas this is free. In terms of, like, work. And then once it gets down to like a more reasonable level, we can just mop up whatever the remainder is. Alright, so. Let's do that first, because we want to try and maintain / retain as much of our room as possible. And that room is 60 tiles, so yeah. If we build this and block it off and then break that wall, we'll still keep our latrine even as we're moving bits over. Little friendly hatches. Hatches are great. For a start, I mean, they're free decoration. Right? I mean, they're not much, they're plus 10. But I mean, it's going from a negative into a positive. New person. Excellent. Farming, digging, and operating. I don't... Oh, and a night owl. Cool. And increase husbandry. Ooh, you're really good. I don't think I have anyone farming yet. Improve farming. I do not. Yes, please. Alright, Hassan. Farming, digging, and operating. Okay, so there's operating, there's farming, and there's digging. What do we start with you with? We'll start with digging, because we have no farming to do right now. That's a future thing. What are you guys even doing? We're supplying construction materials. The really slow way by wading through water. Do 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 do. Oh, do I have the door? I do. Ah, crap. Got ahead of me there. Let's get rid of the... Oh, bugger. These doors. So the problem there when I click X is there's wires right behind it. When you do this by default, it deconstructs everything. So you either want to be careful and just click buildings, then you can just click X and it's not going to deconstruct the wires. Or click the exact item you want and click deconstruct. I usually go with clicking the item because it's a bit quicker than having to fiddle with menus that I'm going to have to change back later. We're going to build up there for now, even though I'm going to have to break it down again. Actually, you know what? Let's not even bother. Because I'm going to deconstruct all that anyway. Let's just do that now right away. And we want to build a sink first, because we gotta. If we're moving them to the right, we gotta give ourselves space on the right. Nope, that's not what I wanted. I wanted a sink, which is under medicine, or wash station, I should say. We do not want to destroy all the toilets, because that will be a disaster. We'll have these duplicants wetting themselves. But we can get away with breaking 3 of them, probably. Yeah, especially if you look at the time of day, yeah, it's poop time. There we go. So with research, I don't really care about any of the low-end research now. Like, none of it, the order of the stuff does not matter to me in the slightest. It wouldn't hurt to do piping first, I guess. And maybe some art. But I mean, it's not important. It's not. So like when you're starting out the game, the research that really matters initially are batteries. That's it. That's number 1, top priority. Get that done. After that, airlocks are nice, but I mean, there's nowhere really for the air to go, for the oxygen to go. And even with these, over the course of the next multiple hours of game time, oxygen is going to float up here. It's going to escape from doors from people just using the doors going in and out. So, you know, get it done for sure, but it's not critical. We're going to have to remove that as well. So what am I doing with these signs? So the thing with these toilets are, you wash your hands to remove some germs, right? Pretty straightforward. Now when you use the toilet, you also, I believe, get rid of the germs. Well, you get rid of food poisoning. I don't really care if they bring germs into the bathroom, right? That's not a big deal. What I care about is if they bring germs out of the bathroom. Like, once you're in, get it done. The other thing is, I don't want to slow down people getting to the toilet. Like, if they need the toilet, I want them to get to the toilet as fast as they need to get to the toilet. Because if they slow down to wash their hands, they may not make it, and then you gotta mop all that up. Right? So, don't put barriers in front of toilets. But I definitely want them to clean up on their way out, right? To get rid of those excess germs. Especially because there's going to be, you know, polluted water from the sinks in there. There's going to be polluted dirt from the outhouses. So there's going to be pollution. There is going to be germ proliferation inside there. So cleaning on the way out is going to be necessary. Alright, let's get rid of these two. When digging, you want to try and just do from the outside in, because if they had dug out these two first, these two other parts would have been just stuck hanging in the air. See, like this. I screwed that up. I should have only selected that one. Because I do the nearest task first, which then leaves us with these islands floating. So now I gotta build a ladder, and then I gotta deconstruct the ladder. Colony requires a food source. Sure. At some point. And we'll just make you good at cooking. Alright, and somebody was at nighttime? Okay, so, oh, we got 2 people in this. Okay. So, these little tributes mean they get better according to the time of day. So having Hassan sleep during this period is bad because Hassan has a huge boost to their stats at night time. So what we want now is we want a new schedule, and this is going to be our night shift. Right. So what I want is I want them to be working during those hours. We have 3 sleep blocks. I'm going to put them in here. We're going to have 3 downtime blocks. I'm going to put it there, and 1 bath time. So it's the exact same schedule, but now we're going to flip you over to the night shift, so that you get the same. Everyone gets the same morale bonus, but now because of the time of day, these folks are going to get like significant stat boosts. Pretty much like for carrying, every +1 to strength is an extra 20 kilos. So that +3 means they can carry an extra 60 kilos. Per trip can be significant. Achievements, I don't care. I'm just clicking this to make it go away. Are we done? Great, we're done. And now we can get rid of that. Excellent. Okay. So kitchen. We still have plenty of food, right? So it's not a big deal. We need a kitchen. I don't really want a kitchen because we don't have refrigeration yet, and refrigeration is going to require a supercomputer. Like, we're going to have to research this tech to then build a supercomputer, because refrigerator, here we go, see, it needs advanced research. And I don't want to build a supercomputer until I build a lab. So since I've kind of in my head got that order of things I want to build, kitchen, but before that research refrigerator, before that need supercomputer, before that I need lab. It means lab is the next thing I gotta build. So that's a good way of thinking about what are you gonna do next, is by figuring out, okay, well, what do I want and what do I need to do before I do that. So I'm going to wrap this video up in just a minute or so. Now, my lab is going to be big. So I'm going to pause it here while I think about this. So labs can be large, right? 120 tiles. And I want it to be quite large because there are 5 science buildings. 5 science buildings? There's your basic... No, 4 science buildings. What am I saying? 4 science buildings. Once you include, like, the spaced out DLC, right? So I'm going to need room for all of those. One of those, spoiler, needs radiation, needs rad bolts to work. And I want that off to one side, because rad bolts can hurt your duplicates. And you know, if you set them up right, you're fine. It's not going to happen often. But in addition to hurting your duplicates, if a rad bolt hits your duplicates, it creates nuclear waste, which isn't terrible, but it's something you got to take care of. So, with that in mind, I want my lab to be as long as possible. I want the full 120. So I'm going to get rid of this. So I think, and I want it fairly centrally located. I want it easy to get to. So I'm going to build it here, right? Starting here and going all the way across. So most of these stairs, these ladders, are going to have to go away. It needs to be a max of 120 squares. It needs to be 4 high, which means if it's 4 high, that means it can be 30 long. So, I don't know. How is that? 25, 29, 28, 29, 30. Alright. Massively overshot. So here's where our wall is going to be. And this is going to be our lab. Ooh, no. Damn it. For reasons I will get into much later, the radiation generating thing should be on the left hand side. It kinda should, but I'm going to build on the right hand side this time. Alright, this is fine. We are we're gonna move our we're gonna build a new research station down here and deconstruct that one, because you can't move buildings in this, which is unfortunate, but say that again. Now, the other advantage of having separate shifts is that people are always working. You don't have a case where everybody all tries to go to bed at the same time and everyone all tries to eat at the same time, never tries to use toilets at the same time. So we're going to have less congestion around toilets, we're going to have less congestion around just accessing storage bins, because only one dupe can access a storage bin at a time. Right, all of that's improved. All the efficiencies around all of that are improved. Right, and see now we built these airlocks, we're not getting as much, because this is all like light blue earlier, where all the oxygen floated up, and now it's not. It's getting locked in, which is good. I don't want any of these. So none of them had 3 skills, so I'm like, nope, reject all. Give me 3 skills or don't give me those guys. I don't actually care about the joyous seeds. It's just decorative plant. I mean, I don't care. I just don't care. I mean, you can build them everywhere, but like, you're not even telling me what their decor is. Alright, so a small problem we have here is our water level's too high, so our thing here is going to keep being flooded. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can hit that. If somebody could go mine that, that would be phenomenal. Because I need to lower the water level in here. Yes, you're cold. I know you're cold. It's fine. Once you're out of the water, you'll warm up. It's 22 degrees. What do you mean you're cold? I mean, I was about to go, Americans made this, but I know for the fact that this game is made here in Vancouver. 22 degrees are cold. Maybe they are Americans, they just moved here, but like, 22 degrees is cold. Are you joking me? That right there is a nice summer's day in Ireland. 22 degrees. Oh, and if you're someone who is stuck on using majesty metrics, like imperial measurements, like let's get rid of the empire, except for, you know, how we measure things, you can, in the settings, somewhere that I can't see for some reason, area under options, game, you can turn on the ridiculous Fahrenheit measuring system anytime you like. All right, so I'm going to wrap it up here for this video.